Hi friends, my name is Anna and today I'm doing my September wrap-up. So I read 6 books in September, which I'm pretty happy about considering I went back to school. So, good job. University though, killing me. As always. You'd think after like 4 years you would be somewhat more prepared, but like, no.
Hi, it's me editing this video. I, as you guys know, suck at explaining what books are about. I tried really hard in this video, but I just wanted to put a disclaimer that ignore what I'm saying and just go look it up on Goodreads. I'm just hoping for improvement. Like in a few years I'll look back and be like, I remember when I couldn't explain books. Look at me now. Now I can eloquently explain what every book is about. Sis is trying, so don't make fun of me. Feel free to make fun of me, but like, I'm so sorry for the shitty explanations you're about to witness. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the video.
The first book that I read this month was The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. The Earth gets unexpectedly demolished to make way for like what's it called? A hyperspace bypass. It follows a bunch of different characters, but it starts off with a man from Earth called Arthur Dent, who is getting his house demolished that morning. And then he later finds out that the Earth is getting demolished. Wow, really good explanation, Anna. It's really short and pretty entertaining the whole way through. It is kind of confusing sometimes because you're not really sure what's going on. My favorite character from this was Marvin the Depressed Robot because he's very relatable. Then after that, I finished After by Anna Todd. I gave this 1 out of 5 stars. I made a whole reading vlog on my thoughts and my experience reading this, so if you want to know more in-depth thoughts, definitely go check that out. I will link it up here. I worked pretty hard on that video, so if you haven't checked it out, you should click and go watch it. I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, 1 out of 5 stars, trash. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to spend more time talking about this book, because I already have a whole video on it. I also watched the movie. Also trash. After that, I read the wonderful masterpiece that is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I read this on audiobook, and then immediately once I finished the audiobook, I went home and I ordered a physical copy because it is so good. I ordered the UK edition just because I think it's a bit nicer than the American or the North American edition. I thought this was nicer than this, so I went this. Also, she is very beautiful. The inside pages have like tickets and she's pretty. I really want to paint the edges black like Chloe did because I think it looks really pretty. It follows this fictional band called Daisy Jones and the Six, and it's about how they formed, their life on tour, and how they eventually broke up. And it is amazing. So it's kind of like an inside look about why the band eventually split up because nobody really knew why they split up. And yeah, I think it's really amazing. The characters are all really well developed and I think they're very different and they all provide a very interesting element to the story. The way it's formatted is like a document transcript, so it goes like Billy and then he talks and then Daisy and then she talks. So the audiobook does a great job for this. I think it's like the best way that you can read this for the first time. Although I haven't read it physically, so I don't really know what the experience is, but I think the audiobook is like amazing. It's the best audiobook I've ever personally listened to, and it's a full cast, so every voice is different, and it's amazing. Also, the typography in this is like so like that era typography, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's amazing. I can't wait to go back and reread this and annotate it, and just chef's kiss is this book. It is so good. I highly recommend it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars if that's not obvious, and it's definitely one of my new favorite books. Go read it if you haven't already. At first, when I heard about like all the Daisy Jones hype, I was like, okay, we get it, it's good, but like now that I read it, I understand the hype, and like, go read it if you haven't. Next, I finished Renegades by Marissa Meyer. This is the first book in, is it a series or is it just a trilogy? Or is it a duology? I don't know. So in this world, there are prodigies, which are people with superpowers.
Hi, it's me again. My explanation for Renegades was especially painful, so I'm just going to remove it and advise you to go look it up on Goodreads if you wanted to know what it was about. I'm just sparing you the pain.
I think it was done really well. Not gonna lie, until about like here, so like more than halfway through, I thought it was kind of not that great. But then the last part hit and it was 4 to 5. 4 to 5 stars. I really liked Nova. I thought she was cool. I read this mostly on audiobook, so the narration kind of took me out of the story sometimes. We alternate between Adrian's perspective and Nova's perspective, but when the guy does Nova's voice, it just sounds kind of weird because it's like he just automatically goes high-pitched and it, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like it takes me out of the story because it's like a guy doing Nova's voice. Anyways, then I read Paper Girls Volume 2 by Brian K. Vaughan and Cliff Chang. I would describe it as like Stranger Things meets time travel meets aliens, and it's all girls. The main characters are all like young girls that meet on a paper route. Hence Paper Girls. 5 out of 5 stars. Loved it. I cannot wait to read the other ones. I really, really recommend that graphic novel series. Then the last book that I read last month, really pleased about this one, is Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. Apparently there's like mixed reviews on this, which is totally fair. And what's actually funny is I think Patty screenshotted this and tweeted it. I'll put it right here, but it's like, I went on Goodreads and rated this 5 out of 5 stars, and it happened to show up right before or after somebody else tweeted that they DNF'd it, or like something. Anyways, it's up here, which I thought was really funny. I personally loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did, but I think it was very unique. So this follows a girl named Elizabeth who is training to become a warden, which is basically somebody that takes care of these grimoires in these great big libraries that all house different grimoires. So these grimoires are like living books. Some of them are really, really dangerous, so that's why people train to like take care of them, to make sure that they don't get out and harm the general population. So yeah, there's Elizabeth who's training to become a warden. She grew up in a library and something happens at the beginning of the book that she kind of gets blamed for. So she was kind of part of this, like trying to stop it, and then she gets implicated for the crime because she's the only person there. So they're like, you did it. She meets Nathaniel Thorne, who is a sorcerer and a magister, and we love Nathaniel in this house. I just really love this book. There's library setting, there's grimoires, there's magic, there's sorcerers, there's demons, there's villains, there's good guys, there's love interests, friendships, alliances, libraries. I have the Fairy Loot Likes Braid edition, and it's just beautiful. And I loved it, as you can tell from all my tabs. Chef's kiss. Number 2 of the month. 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, 5 out of 5. Those are all the books that I read last month. Let me know which book you read this month that was like your favorite of the month. For me, it's Daisy Jones and the Six and Sorcery of Thorns. Like, I can't choose between them because they're both really good. Thank you guys for watching. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought about them in the comments below, because I'd love to discuss them with you. I'll see you guys with my next video, and just have a great day. Have a great day. Peace out.